First at 10 on Fox Chattanooga starts right now.
Tonight, Tropical Storm Nate is moving closer to the Gulf. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stephanie Sanastasi. Our team of meteorologists closely watching this storm. Let's go to Chief Meteorologist David Glenn now. David, how will the storm affect our weekend weather?
Well, I think it's mainly going to be on Sunday when the worst of the weather rolls in. It'll be a very fast-moving storm as well. And because of the short period of time between now and Sunday for it to get here, there are tropical storm watches out for parts of our viewing area. A large part, or really all of our viewing area in North Georgia under this, because some wind gust late Sunday and Sunday night could reach 50 miles an hour or to tropical storm strength, along with heavy downpours of rain. But that's why these areas are under the watch and may be expanded more with time. That watch does go all the way down to central and southern parts of Alabama. Then farther south, you got tropical storm warnings, and then right along the coast, hurricane warnings are in effect. The storm right now is just about to enter the Gulf of Mexico. Winds sustained at 65, so it's nearing hurricane strength and should become a hurricane as it moves into the Gulf. I'll have more on the latest advisory from the Hurricane Center, where it's going to move, and the timing for us when we can expect the heaviest rain and potentially those strong wind gusts. That's all coming up in a few minutes.
All right, David, thank you. Groups linked to this deadly rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, are now planning one in Tennessee. The demonstrations by people who identified with white supremacists and Nazis turned violent and killed a woman.
I can't believe anybody would want to put the word Nazi with their group.
Tonight, we hear from a Chattanooga veteran who freed one of the most well-known concentration camps during World War II. James Torres brings us that soldier's experience with Nazis and what his thoughts are on people using the word today.
Here at the Chattanooga National Cemetery, you'll find plenty of veterans who fought Nazis about 70 years ago. Those veterans that are alive today say that word is offensive.
April the 29th, 1945.
How do you remember that date?
That's a date that you don't forget very often.
That date is when James Torres freed prisoners from one of World War II's darkest concentration camps.
There were 30,000 prisoners.
At least 30,000 killed by Nazis in Dachau, Germany, according to the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum.
And worked them until they were ready to collapse, and then let them die.
Groups like these, who identify themselves as white supremacists and Nazis nationwide, want to bring a protest to Middle Tennessee. Residents in the area worry it could look a lot like the demonstration that turned deadly in Charlottesville.
I don't want there to be violence and trouble.
The League of the South is organizing the event in response to the church shooting in Antioch that left one woman dead. On their website, they say its purpose is to support White Lives Matter and call attention to immigrants and refugees in Middle Tennessee. Doris says he disagrees with these ideas.
And the fact that you're trying to be more powerful than another group and run them out of the country, things like that are just totally against what this country was built on.
The date for the protest is set for October 28th. Doris says he hopes the idea of people identifying with Nazis is forgotten. That rally is supposed to last from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Shelbyville. Reporting in Chattanooga, I'm James Torres.
According to the group's website, they had a similar protest in the area back in 2013. Right now, it's unclear where exactly the rally will happen. A grand jury indicted a Ray County couple accused in a child rape case. Detectives believe the abuse went on for years. Dustin Alt faces several child rape charges. His wife, Michaela Alt, is in jail tonight, too. Ray County Detective Rocky Potter says Alt knew about the assaults, but did nothing about it.
She'd been notified by the children more than 2 or 3 times.
The couple asked for lower bonds this morning, but did not get them. Potter says the Alts are due back in court mid-November. Chattanooga police released more details about an accident on I-24. It sent 2 people to the hospital this morning. CPD says Audrey Snyder was riding a motorcycle east on I-24 when she pulled into the lane of a semi-truck. That's when CPD says the bike crashed. Police say another car driven by Alexander Brown was unable to avoid the bike and hit the motorcyclist. The driver of the motorcycle, Stacy Hansen, and the passenger, Audrey Snyder, were both taken to the hospital and are in critical condition. Harvest Baptist Church in Varnell is asking for help after burglars hit the place of worship. The church treasurer says they're recovering after an estimated $6,000 worth of damage. Alex George tells us how it happened.
They ransacked our media room. They took monitors, the TV that we use as our security monitor for our cameras, 2 electric guitars or bass guitars, and an amplifier and a portable speaker. They kicked in some doors and they took some money out of a little drop box.
The theft has some members of the congregation on edge.
My family has been here over 14 years. Feels like they came into our home.
The church normally sees a lot of traffic, but Patty says she never saw these suspected thieves in the congregation.
I think it was either people who have done this in other churches or someone who could have possibly been in this church before. However, I didn't recognize them in the video. They were not members. It was not too long before they disabled the security system, but we were able to capture some footage.
That footage is now in the hands of Varnell PD as officers ask the community through Facebook to help identify these burglars.
They entered in one of the north entries upstairs. They busted the glass.
Patty says the thieves got away with a lot of equipment and a lot of church necessities.
Estimating at this point total damages and loss between $6,000 and $8,000.
While she heard of other robberies in the area, Patty didn't think her church would be the next place hit.
It's been a very heartbreaking experience, to say the least.
In Chattanooga, Alex George, News Channel 9.
Varnell police are still looking for the suspects in this crime. If you have information, call the police department. New reports tonight say the Las Vegas massacre shooter may have hired a prostitute before the attack. That's according to the AP. The AP also says a note with a series of numbers was found in suspected shooter Stephen Paddock's room at Mandalay Bay. A Cleveland woman was in Vegas and saw hundreds of people running from the festival Sunday night. Taylor Yoder was in Vegas celebrating her birthday with her dad and stepmom. They were on a ride when she got a text that there had been a shooting. Then she saw people running.
A lot of chaos because people were running everywhere. They were all kind of coming from the same direction. They were sprinting though. It wasn't a jog. They were sprinting.
Yoder says she and her stepmom talked about getting tickets to the festival where the gunman fired into the crowd. She's thankful they were several blocks away and that her family is okay. New claims from ISIS tonight that the Las Vegas shooter was a member of the terror group. With more, here is Lindsay Mastis.
From the Terrorism Alert Desk in Washington, I'm Lindsay Mastis. ISIS is still trying to claim responsibility for the mass shooting in Las Vegas. In the terror group's weekly online magazine, it claims the Vegas gunman, Stephen Paddock, converted to Islam 6 months ago. However, federal investigators do not believe ISIS was involved in the concert attack. And the number of U.S. service members killed in Wednesday's attack in the African country of Niger is now up to 4. CNN reports that a member had gone missing during the attack, and that person's body has now been recovered. The 12-member U.S. team came under attack after leaving a meeting. From the Terrorism Alert Desk in Washington, I'm Lindsay Mastis.
And of course, next in weather, more details on the weekend, especially Sunday, when we can feel the effects of Nate moving ashore. Right now, just below hurricane strength and getting stronger. Where it'll move and when we can expect the rain and wind from the storm after the break.
Back, you're looking at your Storm Cam 9. This is our CHI Memorial Cam. This is the DoubleTree Hotel in downtown Chattanooga. A beautiful harvest moon. It was a beautiful night for football tonight, but we are tracking a few things for this weekend, and David Glenn joins us now to tell us how it might impact our weekend. David.
Yeah, it's really going to affect the second half of the weekend as Nate moves ashore. It's going to be a fast-moving system, and because of that, a rapid deterioration of our weather conditions through Sunday. A few showers might occur Saturday, but the better chance of being be later Sunday on towards Sunday afternoon and night. Could have wind gusts 30 to even 50 miles an hour. Just some gusts. That's the reason why areas to the south are under a tropical storm watch. And also I'm concerned because we're on the east side of the storm. Could be somewhat of a threat of severe storms, even isolated tornadoes Sunday afternoon and night. We got to watch that very carefully as that circulation moves in. So again, tropical storm watch out through Monday evening out of our viewing area in North Georgia because of the chance of some wind gusts getting close to 50 miles an hour and even some heavy downpours of rain. That watch goes all the way back down to around Montgomery, Alabama, and then farther south, tropical storm warnings and hurricane warnings right near the landfall zone between New Orleans and just about the border of Alabama and Florida with Pensacola. And still, hurricane conditions can be felt along the Florida Panhandle, being on the east side of the storm. Storm now just about to move out of the Yucatan Channel on into the Gulf of Mexico, just below hurricane strength now with sustained winds of 65. Look at the pace. North-northwest at 22. That's very rapid. And not much change in the overall thinking or the computer models. In fact, a very narrow forecast cone. Usually these things are wide. Not this one. There's a lot of agreement with the computer models where it's going to move and the speed. So by tomorrow afternoon, probably gaining hurricane strength. And as early as late tomorrow night, just a little over 24 hours from now, it could be near landfall. Somewhere between New Orleans and around Mobile, probably centered right along Biloxi and Gulfport, Mississippi. It could be just after midnight when that occurs. Now, farther inland the track is where we have to watch it. So as we go through the day Sunday, the storm's going to be on its approach. So near Birmingham, just after midday, that means for us, the rain starts to move in, the strongest winds move in. So Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and then rapidly early Monday, that thing is racing off to the north and east. That's where it'll be by late Monday. So it doesn't stick around all too long. But again, while it's here, it's going to have its presence known fairly well with the heavy downpours of rain and the wind gust. Here's our future track. Overnight tonight, more clouds come in. Might have a shower tomorrow morning, but this is nothing all day. Just a few stray showers here and there. Saturday night, same thing. Nate's still way down here. There's a front back here, so just a scattering of some showers Saturday night through early Sunday. Then we get the bulk of the rain moving in, and this is where I'm concerned about later Sunday. That circulation moves in, so starting mid-Sunday afternoon through Sunday evening, right here, some of these bands moving in could have some strong wind gusts and a severe threat as well. And once that moves on by, both the wind and rain threat will start to diminish a bit after Monday morning. Here, the wind gust potential. This is by early Sunday afternoon, getting above 25, close to 30. But notice we go toward mid to late afternoon. You get those wind gusts above 30. Then during the evening, a few gusts could reach 50 or higher. That's why these areas are under a tropical storm watch. As far as rainfall amounts, we're in sort of that 1 to 3 inch zone. And a lot of that can fall in a short period of time. So there is a risk somewhat of some flash flooding around the area. Again, in the time frame from Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and early Monday. But tomorrow, just a stray shower possible. Otherwise, more clouds, still quite warm and kind of muggy. Highs in the 80s. However, on Sunday, increasing chance for rain and increasing wind speeds. The greatest threat of severe weather later Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, early Monday. The rain gets out of here. Most of the remainder of the week, not too bad. We'll have some off and on scattered showers, but temperatures staying rather warm for early October, but eventually cooler air will get here. But for your outdoor plans and really any plans in general on Sunday, that's when you need to watch the weather very, very carefully.
And we're going to have crews on weekend. I know we're bringing in some extra people to kind of monitor that. And of course, all the meteorologists, you guys will be tracking it.
We will. It's all for your safety. We're going to make sure you're informed, safe, and let's get through this storm.
All right. Thanks, David. Well, it's week 8 of the high school football season. Dave Staley joins us next with your latest scores and highlights. But first, political analyst and former Trump campaign senior advisor Boris Epshteyn gives his commentary on the 2018 election.